You know her. It's Robin Antenucci. She is the executive director at the Frankfort Tourist Commission, but has never been in our new studio. So welcome.
What is up?
Thank
with
you.
that?
It's been too
I need to
long.
get you in here more
a
often.
fun place.
Yeah.
Thrilled to be here.
So good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
We've got an event coming up a week from today, next Wednesday, and it's not really like it is a Frankfurt thing, but it's sort of part of a larger event that's happening.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about
Sure.
it?
What is the Great Race?
Yeah.
It is the Great Race. It's coming to Frankfurt.
All right.
The Great Race is a vintage car rally, really, as opposed to a traditional race. We are one of 17 stops along this 9-day, 2,300 mile race that's coming through Frankfurt. They start on Saturday, June 21st in St. Paul, Minnesota, and they end up in, I think it's Irmo, South Carolina, on their last day, and they are having a dinner stop here on June 25th, and they'll be rolling in here at about 4 o'clock on the next Wednesday.
Okay. So these different stops that they have are for meals or overnights or whatever, because obviously they're not driving all the way through.
Yeah, the way it works, it's not a race like. In fact, they use the analogy. It's sort of like golf. The lowest score wins. So they're judged on timing, accuracy, and I guess to some degree speed. So the way I understand it, each day they have a route, and it's on the back roads going through all these states. They don't know what the route is until the morning of each day of the race.
Oh, okay.
So they find that out. It's all on 2-lane roads, as far as I understand, and they have to get to various checkpoints. And the accuracy is that they're at that checkpoint at a particular point in time, and that they, didn't get off course and have to turn around and all that kind of stuff.
So it's not like a cannonball run kind of situation. I mean, that would be fun too, though.
Yeah,
I mean,
it'd be fun if they drive into Frankfurt like the cannonball.
Right, on 2 wheels, but a little different. So, and these are all like kind of old-timey or classic cars. It's not
they're
like,
pre-1974, so they're considered vintage.
Okay.
I think these are, car collectors, car enthusiasts that have invested considerably in their vehicles.
Yeah.
There are folks coming from all over the country. We've got teams from Australia, Germany, Japan, and some other countries that have entered this event over the past. This is, I think, the 40th year.
Oh, wow.
It started two guys started it in the 80s. There was something called the Great American Road Race, and that was a race, and it might have been a classic race, I'm not sure, from California to Indianapolis. And that went on for a few years, and then it evolved in terms of coming up with different routes and things that were maybe of more interest to drivers and stuff. And so they've done it in different parts of the country, I think, over the years.
Okay, so it's not. I mean, I know that the route is different, but it's certainly not always from Minnesota to South Carolina.
No. They've been to Owensboro before. They've been to Ashland, Kentucky, but they never have been to Frankfurt.
Yeah.
So the organizers came to the office last summer, and they said, "Hey, we want to." They had been here for 3 days, kind of doing a stealth mission, and they loved our downtown and. Looked around, they said, "Hey, we'd like to be a dinner stop for the Great Race in 2025." And I said, "That sounds great," and started working with the city, who've been wonderful in helping with street closures and all that kind of stuff. So that's how it all evolved.
Wow.
When you said 40 years and then you said the 80s, that made me really feel
I know.
Because like 40 years, that's a long time. And then you're like the 80s.
Whoa.
I know.
Wow. Oh, well.
I know. It is sad to think about.
I'm sorry.
So they're going to roll into town.
Yeah. So
do we know where they're coming from?
Yeah. So they are going to come down Louisville Hill.
Okay.
And to 2nd Street.
Yeah.
Then they're going to cross the Capitol Avenue Bridge.
Yeah.
Turn left on Main Street. Go down to Wilkinson. Turn right.
Yeah.
and then turn right again on Broadway.
Broadway.
So we're going to park them diagonally from Washington Street to Lewis.
Right.
And those cars will be on display for several hours,
cool.
beginning around 4:00.
Okay.
Then they'll, people can, it's a free event. People
Yeah.
can come down and visit with the drivers, check
Yeah.
out the cars, and see, where these people have come from and what they're doing.
So do you provide like box dinners, or do you take them? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we've worked with the Foundry, and we are providing boxed lunches to the drivers and their crews, and that'll take place in the Foundry, or they can take out the boxed lunch and take it to their car, and all of that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Broadway and St. Clair will be closed as it is during normal events.
Yeah.
We've been working with a lot of our local car clubs. Jimmy Rogers, the Mustang Club, the Capital City Car Club, and there's an antique car club in Lexington.
Okay.
Those folks may come, and they're going to park their vehicles.
So they'll have theirs out too. So,
and they'll be
okay.
at the farmer's market lot.
Okay.
Nice.
And we want people to come down and see all these cars and talk to these people from all over the world.
Right.
It's going to be awesome.
So they're here for several hours, and then they get in their cars and they go on?
Well, we had hoped that they could spend the night here,
Yeah.
but it didn't work out with some of the accommodations downtown at the time, because this was planned like a year or so ago.
Yeah.
So they are going on to Lexington, and then to spend the night, and then the next morning they will get their route and move on to the east. And I think they are stopping in Ashland.
Yeah, that's what the map shows.
Yeah,
there,
for lunch.
Ashland.
Yeah, the next day. So
Well, maybe if it's a great event, they'll decide to put it. It'll be on their list. For future years.
They loved Frankfort. They loved our downtown. They love the fact we're a capital.
Yeah.
So it would be fun to host them. I think they've been to Owensboro a couple of times.
Yeah.
And the folks that enter this and participate in this, I guess there's different categories of awards, but the overall winner in terms of accuracy, timing, and route and so on, it's a $50,000 purse. So,
Oh, nice.
that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of fun. A couple other things. The Capital City Museum will be open during normal hours that day. They've got an exhibit about the Great Race. There's a movie called The Great Race. We were talking about movies a minute ago.
Yeah.
That was filmed in Woodford County, and the Grand Theater is going to show that next Wednesday at 7:30.
Oh, cool.
And that was with I think Tony Curtis, and I don't know when it was made, but they're going to show that at the Grand
That's
Theater, so
cool.
that'll be fun too. So yeah.
Any other groups or folks that you want to recognize for their help in facilitating all this?
Sure. I mean, the local car clubs have been great. Jimmy Rogers with Capital City Car Club, Chamber of Commerce, of course, Susie with Downtown Frankfort. We had a volunteer meeting yesterday. We've got a great group of folks that are going to help park the cars, help direct people,
Nice.
To their food and where to shop and things like that.
Yeah.
So hoping it'll be a big time.
I think a little bit different in that it's a Wednesday night, right? Like that's for people to be thinking about being downtown.
Yeah.
Normally
Yeah.
it's Friday, Saturday,
Friday,
or whatever.
yeah,
But
but
they're coming through on Wednesday. This
they're
is when
going
they're
through
going
it,
to be.
just how the schedule works.
Just something to do. during
Yeah,
the
no,
week.
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a summertime evening in downtown
Yeah.
Frankfort. I
Yeah.
think it should be great.
For sure.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, anything else you want to talk about, whether it's this or other stuff you guys got going on you want to touch on?
Lots of summer activities going on with concerts and events downtown and things like that. So we're having a lot of visitors. We got a lot of folks coming around downtown every night. Of course, bourbon is still king. So,
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
lots of fun. It's going
Brings
to be
a
a
lot of
great
people.
summer.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Robin,
Thank
so much
you.
for being here and for all you do. And like you said, there's always stuff happening.
Right.
And the people that say there's nothing going on, it's like, get out of here.
There is a lot going on. It's true. It's really true.
Do you have did you hear our question of the day? Do you have an answer? Did you have any input on a movie that you'd like to,
Okay.
maybe Cannonball Run? I don't know. Maybe that's,
Maybe okay, Cannonball Run. Yeah. Well, honestly, the first thing that came to mind was Shrek.
Oh, okay.
Shrek
People
movies.
love Shrek.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still
Continue.
a thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's just good humor. in
Yeah,
that.
I agree. I like it. Awesome. Well, thanks so much again for
Thank
being
you,
here.
guys.
And
Thank you.
we'll remind everybody, because we'll have a show next Wednesday. We'll talk about the Great Race
Okay.
coming through
yeah.
Wednesday
Yeah.
night.
Awesome.